By 2027, the barrier between biological thought and digital data will officially cease to exist.
You know, we are standing right on the edge of one of the biggest leaps in human history. I'm talking about the moment our brains connect directly to the internet. Seriously, forget keyboards, forget mice. This is about a seamless, wireless bridge between your thoughts and the massive digital cloud. You know, the futurist Ray Kurzweil, he predicted this decades ago. He saw a future where our consciousness would become this hybrid, part biological brain and part synthetic neocortex living in the cloud. And what's absolutely wild is that this future, it's arriving way faster than anybody thought. In fact, researchers are actually pointing to the 2026-2027 timeframe as this critical moment. This is when they expect the barrier between our inner biological thoughts and the external digital world to just dissolve. I mean, that's a fundamental shift in what it even means to be human. Which, of course, brings us to the real question here, the core of this whole explainer. Are we even ready for this? Are our societies, our ethics, our security, are they prepared for a world where our thoughts become data? So to really get how we got here, you have to look at two technologies that are converging. The first one is this revolution in what we call brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs. This is the hardware, right? The actual physical link that's bridging our biology with silicon.
And we're seeing a few different approaches in this race. You've got Neuralink, planning mass production of their surgical thread electrodes by 2026. Then there's Synchron, which is taking a much less invasive route with its stentrode. It's a device that literally travels through your jugular vein to reach the brain. And BISC, they're developing this incredibly thin silicon sheet for super high-fidelity two-way communication.
And listen, don't make the mistake of thinking this is some niche science project. The BCI sector is forecasted to be worth $3.1 billion by 2030. The financial and industrial momentum behind this is just massive, and it's pushing this tech into the mainstream at an incredible speed. Okay, now let's talk about the second piece of the puzzle, and you'll see how this all connects. If BCIs are the hardware, then molecular nanotechnology, well, that provides the invisible, non-surgical wires. And this is where things get truly mind-bending. We are talking about something called neural nanorobotics. These are microscopic, autonomous robots designed to travel through your body, slip right past the brain's natural defenses, and then create a wireless data link, one single neuron at a time. Just look at their incredible journey. First, they enter your bloodstream. Then they have to navigate all the way to the brain and cross the super selective blood-brain barrier. After that, they position themselves with unbelievable precision right next to specific brain cells. And then finally, they start wirelessly transmitting neural data to a computer outside your body. It's like a targeted internal installation without a single cut. And it gets even more precise. Scientists have proposed 3 specialized types of these nanobots. You have endoneurobots to watch the neurons fire, gliobots to monitor the supporting cells, and synaptobots to track the actual connections between them. Put them all together, and you get a complete, real-time map of your brain's activity. So, okay, with the hardware in place and the nanobots deployed, what does this new human experience actually look like? The potential here isn't just an upgrade, you guys. It's a complete rewrite of what humans are capable of. So first, let's just get a sense of the scale here. We're all familiar with internet speeds, right? A pretty good 4G connection gets you about 100 megabits per second. The new 5G networks are pushing that up to around 10 gigabits per second. Sounds fast, doesn't it? Well, the estimated data rate of the entire human brain is about 50 quadrillion bits per second. Let that number sink in for a second. That's the sheer volume of information your brain is processing every single moment. The technical challenge is obviously immense, but it also shows the unbelievable potential if we can just tap into it. So what does that kind of bandwidth actually enable? Well, imagine accessing the entirety of human knowledge just by thinking about it. Researchers think it could lead to cures for hundreds of different brain conditions. We're talking about radical cognitive enhancement, truly immersive VR, and maybe even a global superbrain for collective thought. And then there's this theoretical idea called transparent shadowing. It's the ability to experience a piece of someone else's life from their perspective in real time. I mean, just think about that. A technology that could completely reshape our capacity for empathy and how we understand each other. But, of course, with any powerful technology like this, we absolutely have to talk about the risks. Because when our most intimate data, Our thoughts, our emotions, our biases go digital. They become vulnerable in ways we have never, ever seen before. Cybersecurity experts are already identifying whole new categories of threats. Thought phishing, for example, isn't about tricking you to click a link. It's about directly intercepting raw neural signals to steal your private thoughts. And even more alarming is something called a misleading stimuli attack, where an attacker could inject false sensory data to influence your decisions before you're even consciously aware of it. And this is the critical danger, right here. Unlike a password or a credit card, you can't just change your neural patterns. A single breach of your neural data could compromise your most fundamental privacy for the rest of your life. Your very cognitive liberty is on the line. The good news, though, is that the world is starting to react. As this technology races forward, so does this urgent global effort to establish a new framework, a framework of neurorights to protect our own minds. And this isn't science fiction, it is happening right now. In 2025, UNESCO laid out a global framework for neuroethics. Genetic privacy acts are being updated as we speak to include neural data. States like California and Alabama are already passing laws to ban things like neural surveillance and unauthorized data transfer. So the crucial point becomes embedding these protections into the technology from day one. This idea of security by design, it means that protecting our minds can't be an afterthought. It has to be treated as a foundational requirement, built right into the architecture of these devices before they ever reach a mass market. Which leaves us with the ultimate question as we step into this new frontier. Once our minds are seamlessly integrated with the cloud, once our thoughts are really just another form of data, who gets to own them? Who controls them? And what on earth is that going to mean for all of us?
The evolution is no longer external, and the next stage of humanity is being written within your own neural code.